Let's say you had a child that just kept getting into trouble. It was a son of yours, and the more you tried, the more he didn't learn his lesson. And you kept bailing him out over and over again, but over the course of time, you couldn't bail him out anymore. The boy had to make his own decisions, and he had to pay for his own consequences. And sure enough, the boy ended up taking someone's life and was sentenced to the death penalty. But you had another son, an identical son, looked, sounded exactly the way the other one did. But this son was a good one. He never gave you any trouble. He was always doing the right thing. And that son came up to you and said, "Dad, schedule a time so I could go see my brother. I would love to spend some time with him. And then I have an idea. My idea is this. We know that my brother is going to be lost. He doesn't see the error of his ways. He doesn't want to change. And he's going to die and be lost. But if I go in and swap places with him, I didn't commit the sin. I didn't commit the crime. When they execute me, I'll be innocent and I'll get to see you and the family again in heaven because I've been faithful to God. And he will have an opportunity as a free man to change and maybe see the sacrifice that we gave him. And maybe he might turn around from his ways and become a Christian and then go to heaven in the end." The father couldn't bear to really make the choice, but he did. He scheduled the visit, and the good son went in and changed clothes and swapped places with the bad one. The bad one got out, and you hoped that he would have changed, but he didn't. He kept living that same old life and ended up taking someone else's life and ended up being executed. So now you have a father who has two sons that were executed. One rightfully so, and the other not rightfully so, giving his life as an opportunity for the sake of his brother to live and have a second chance. You see, that's what God and his son Jesus did for us. The son went to the cross. Christ went to the cross for us to take our place so that we wouldn't have to pay that death penalty, so that we wouldn't have to be lost. And he gives us that opportunity, and he hopes and he prays that we will change our ways and appreciate the sacrifice that his son gave. But so many times we don't. So many times we go right back to living our same old ways. That's what love truly is. Rather, that's what the love of God truly is. 1 John chapter 4 tells us that anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. In this is the love of God, that he made manifest among us, that God sent his only Son into the world that we might live through him. God gave his only Son so that we might live and have a chance to spend an eternity. His Son that was innocent. His Son that inherited the eternal kingdom. And we can too, if we appreciate that sacrifice. Think about that story today. Think about that passage. How much do you appreciate the sacrifice that Jesus made for you? How does that change the way you live? Write down a few of your thoughts in your journal. Come back later and see how much things have changed.